is liking my videos and who is subscribing and who have already subscribed. It means a lot. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube, specifically videos to do with Steven Seagal. Now, Steven Seagal is many things, isn't it? He's an actor, he's a musician, he was even a cop for a show. He was on a program where he was joining law enforcement, to help aid them in missions. But I've only ever seen a few Steven Seagal movies. I've seen Under Siege, the one where the terrorists take over the battleship, and he's the chef, and he has to help regain control of the ship. And I think it's also got Gary Busey in it. And I've seen, I don't know if it's Out for Justice or Hot to Kill, but I'm pretty sure it's Hot to Kill, where he plays a cop that gets put into a coma, and then he re-emerges from the coma, to almost get revenge. So, yeah. I'm not a big Steven Seagal fan. I think he only has a small group of sort of, die-hard fans. I think he's one of those people that are universally not despised. Yeah, well, I'll go with despised because, I do. The long and short of it is, Steven Seagal to me and a lot of other people, it seems, there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that call him a liar, and I do believe, he is a liar. He lied about studying with the founder of his martial art, Aikido, and the founder of Aikido died, I think it was 1968 or 1969, when Stephen was still in, I think, either school or college, because he said he spent his youth in Japan, right? But they got hold of records from, I think it was at college. It was a video that I was watching, and they said he was enrolled in college, in the early 70s. I think it was like 1969, 1970, or it might even be like 1971. But basically, the time frame doesn't add up. He would have to be in college, and well, the records state, that he was in college. He was enrolled in college. So how the hell could he have been in Japan studying with the founder of his martial art? So that's the first lie that he's told. So to be honest, I'm not even sure where his Aikido comes from, because he's never stated, what master he trained under, because, I mean, even nowadays, forging martial arts qualifications, is a big deal. It's people are just buying black belts and faking certificates, and that's why certificates and things are given out when you do, when you do attend a martial arts school, to show that that you are actually a student of martial arts at that academy. So you can say, people say, what belt are you, and you can say, oh, I'm a green belt. Okay, have you got anything to prove it? Here's my certificate, and it's authenticated. And then if they were to look back in the records of that school, who trained there and all who does train there, you would show up. So yeah, basically, Steven Seagal's martial arts are sketchy at best. I'm pretty sure, and this is just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know martial arts. I think he just said, I study Aikido, and has probably picked up one or two moves, because even in Hollywood, it's all it's all done with, stunts and choreography, so you wouldn't need to know martial arts, to act. Yeah, he helped the CIA, and he even said another big lie to do with military service is he said he was a Navy SEAL, but you know, um, yeah, there's no photographs or anything of him, in the military service. He would have had, um, at least he would have had, certificates or pictures or something, to authenticate himself. But even, the CIA have no record of him, um, and one of his, I think, not friends, but somebody, I think, who was in the CIA, or it might have just been a person that he was out with. He went on a trip with Steven Seagal, and he even said Steven Seagal had no idea how to use a map. He even said, his survival skills are useless. So, how could he possibly help other people that he was claiming to have helped in the CIA if he can't even look after himself with the skills that he was supposedly taught? So yeah, I mean, lying about your military service as well, that's stolen valor. He's also a huge creep. Now, he has many sexual accusations against him, many accusations for sexual misconduct, A lot of female actresses that have worked with him have said, he's very hands-on, and, his lawyers have settled a lot of his, sexual accusations in private. So obviously, if he's got nothing to hide, why didn't he just come out in public and say, I'm innocent and I'm being set up? But the guy's just an overall greaseball. I mean, I never pick on anyone for looks or anything, but he's still saying, he said on record, he's a fighter and he's always fought. But have you seen him, guys? The dude hasn't trained for about 40 years. He claimed he taught the UFC fighter Anderson Silva. But I mean, yeah. So he always said, he said martial arts fighters have credited him with with teaching them stuff. But look at him, guys. He's out of shape. He's old. I mean, I don't even think he's even got it in him to teach someone, never mind do it himself, Maybe once upon a time he could have done it, but unlike other Hollywood actors, he doesn't keep himself in shape, and he's got this whole like mixed heritage thing going on, and in one video I watched, they showed the difference in his accents. He pretends to be from the hood, and then he pretends to be Japanese, then he pretends to be, mafia, like the dude is just, when you start telling lies, especially big lies, they always catch up to you in the end. And I just think, to tell a few white lies, fair enough, but yeah, there is an actor that I really like. He's in John Wick. His name is actually John. I can't pronounce his second name, and I don't want to do him a disservice by pronouncing it wrong, but I think is it John Leguizamo? Leguizamo? I don't know what his name is, but he's the owner of the car shop in John Wick. So yeah, that's another point, is he's just a big fat bully, because he punched this actor John. He punched his actor. He punched him in the chest, to assert his authority. But it's just, I just think, because no one's actually called him out on his bullshit. I mean, oh, sorry guys, I swore, but all these lies he's telling. I mean, obviously, we're all skeptical, because he's telling all these fancy lies that he was in the service, and he was fighting with the mafia against the Japanese mafia, and the saying goes, if something's too good to be true, it probably isn't. I haven't got a problem, there's many a Hollywood tough guy with a background in martial arts that they can actually prove it, there's footage and, stories, and It's good for a variety of other reasons, but Aikido, come on. Aikido is the most fake, useless martial arts system ever. Which sounds to sense because it's accredited with the most fake person in the world, Steven Seagal. You know, he acts all honourable and stuff, you know, the characters that he plays, you know, but essentially he's just a fat sex pest that tells lots of lies. That's it. You know, that's the end of Steven Seagal's story, basically. Yeah, I mean, he even, he calls out his fellow Hollywood, stars that are really nice guys like Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jean-Claude Van Damme, did do drugs and things, but, they don't, go around sexually harassing people. But, Steven Seagal's, was constantly, trying to, tarnish the names of his fellow Hollywood actors. Yeah, I haven't got a problem, guys, if it's typical male bravado, never bark if you can't bite, if, like, for instance, there's a story where Steven Seagal was giving it all, I'm the big man, I'm the main dude, I can defeat anybody, all the typical male, bravado, and he was aiming it towards Jean-Claude Van Damme, basically saying he'd beat Jean-Claude Van Damme up, and even Sylvester Stallone authenticates this story. So Steven Seagal's, mouthing off about Jean-Claude Van Damme at Sylvester Stallone's house. So basically, I don't know how it went, but just Google it, guys. Steven Seagal versus Jean-Claude Van Damme, and basically Jean-Claude Van Damme said, "Okay, if you want to fight, I'll give you a fight. We'll go outside, and you can back up your claims that you could beat me." And yeah, Steven Seagal ran off. So, in anything in life, is if you don't. That's not to say you have to prove everything in life, but if you're gonna try to authenticate yourself as something, at least have the qualifications and the actual background to back it up. Yeah, but I mean, he's turned to music. The music that he does is just absolutely diabolical. I think he's just doing stuff for money now. But yeah, the guy just creeps me out. I don't like saying this, guys, but he's just an utter weirdo. His films are rubbish. He's never done a good film in his life. His acting is absolutely appalling. Now, I'm just going to put it down to him not taking the film seriously. Because if he does take himself seriously, then I'm sorry, guys. It's laughable. His acting ability, his singing ability. I mean, there's a video of him at a concert trying to sing, and he's got like a guitar part in it. The song, I think it's called Wild Thing or Wild Things. And while the guitar, he's supposed to be playing the guitar, and he hands the guitar to somebody, and the music's still playing in the background. He's not singing or anything. He's just, the whole idea of him being, a legitimate martial artist and, a good singer and, just a general, A-class Hollywood star. It's just, it's utter, it's lies. It's ludicrous. But yeah, there's loads of stuff on YouTube, guys, so just get yourself on there and just look at the many lies of Steven Seagal. There's loads of podcasts. Joe Rogan, I love Joe Rogan's. Yeah. There's even a story about Gene LaBelle. So this Gene LaBelle is, he's a famous martial artist in, specifically judo. And Steven Seagal was acting cocky again, saying nobody can choke me out. And Gene LaBelle went and put a choke on him and actually choked Steven Seagal out. And apparently Steven Seagal soiled himself, but of course he'd deny it. If Steven Seagal's. I mean, even when you ask him for the solid truth, Steven Seagal just, he tries to talk and, to try and, make it look like he knows what he's on about when he really doesn't. He just wants to make sure that, he wants to make sure that people take him seriously and, as a legitimate martial artist when, like, if you just straight up ask him, where did you learn this, or, ask him anything martial arts based, he ain't got a clue. He hasn't got a clue. The guy just chats a load of rubbish, If you were legitimate and someone asked you a question, you could answer it, especially if it's about your own past. The reason he doesn't want to actually tell us about his past is because he wants to make us, think that all the lies are true. He wants us to believe all the rubbish that is made up, when in fact, if he told us the truth, he'd probably just say, that he had a regular upbringing like everybody else. At least make sure that dates and times and facts add up before you're creating your lies, because facts speak for themselves. But I've never liked Aikido and I'll never like Steven Seagal, but that's just my opinion. If you're a Steven Seagal fan, then absolutely fine, but there are a lot better, more worthy actors out there, more worthy of discussing and more worthy of Hollywood Walk of Fame than him. I just think he's a complete and utter sellout. He's a liar. He's a cheat, and if you're ever going into acting, especially young women, and you get to act alongside Steven Seagal, please just turn around, walk out the door, and don't come back. He's just going to basically, become. I don't want to say this, but why not? He's basically a Harvey Weinstein, whatever you call him. Except he acts as though he's a tough guy and a gentleman, but he's neither of those things. Sorry for saying you know a lot, guys. Yeah, I have not a medical condition, but I have a condition. I'm on the autistic spectrum, so yeah, I'm not very good with talking. So yeah, a lot of my videos, I might repeat myself a lot and just, yeah, I might tell you about it sometime, guys, but you'll just have to trust me, if I don't sound, yeah, if my videos sound a bit forced, I'm still trying to I have a problem with socialising, so, I don't talk a lot in person, so talking out loud and trying to get all the information out, what I want to say in my head, it never comes out the way I want it to. So yeah, guys, check out these YouTube videos on Steven Seagal and see what you think. But I'd like to know your thoughts and opinions on Steven Seagal, so put them in the comments section. Okay, guys, so I'll leave it there for now. I appreciate all your support, and I appreciate you sticking with this channel. So please like and smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Okay, guys, until next time, take care of yourselves.